So welcome, you guys. I think this is our second AMA session. So I'm going to start by sharing my screen, the entire screen. So yeah, what I also started to do this and last week is to present like kind of weekly recaps for Altaraj and like weekly news. So on Medium, I don't know if you guys have seen, but I'm also posting articles, and I'm trying to get in the habit of posting updates on every week. It's a lot, but I think being like as like one of the first Web3 fashion brands, it's really important to be transparent, to be authentic, as well as start to kind of gather our community around in this way. So every Monday, I'll be posting updates about like kind of what we're working on. So that can be found on Medium. And then on the Discord, in the announcement section, I'll put just like a recap. So if you don't have much time or you're tired of reading, you can go there and get like the fast version. So we're doing that. And then on Wednesday, I'll be also making some articles about like maybe more like selective parts of Altaraj, because it is quite a lot going on. And so kind of focusing and highlighting different things. And then on Thursdays, as MetaJack has mentioned, we're going to be starting Alter Spaces. And so it's really like a continuation of what I was doing with the Future of Phygital, which was previously on Clubhouse. But it seems like most of the community is moving to Spaces. So we're going to just follow the crowd and see them there. And so if anyone wants to join for that, go head up to the events in the Discord. It also says there, and I'll make a link soon setting that up. So it's good, like it's a good balance, because I'm like the fashion side, MetaJack is like the crypto side. And so I think we'll have like a nice balance. And we'll probably do a combination of like bringing speakers, bringing guests, and then having maybe more kind of casual chats around like different topics. So I think maybe for Thursday, we'll talk about like the tutorial I did for how to wear like these earrings, for example, in like your Discord, in your meets, and kind of talk about like wearing filter fashion. So that was my idea. So we'll see if we go with that or something else. But that will be starting Thursday at 8 p.m. UTC. And then, so yeah, kind of just going through, maybe I start with saying a bit more about Altaraj and what it is, since a couple of you are joining us for the first time. So right now, I'm preparing a white paper. And so it's like all of this has been in the works for quite some time, but it's really now starting to come together. And I think there's a little frozen. Or maybe I think I go to slideshow. There we go. I think it'll work. Hopefully you guys can still hear me okay. Okay. So yeah, last week I had the opportunity to present Altaraj at the BTIG Metaverse Unbound conference, and it was really nice. I didn't quite get information on who all was there, but we were presenting alongside like Decentraland, Digital X, Polygon, Ready Player Me, the Sandbox, and so it's like really big players already in the space, and so we started to like red pill them a bit about digital fashion, and especially phygital fashion and what that means. So Altaraj is in collaboration with Digital X, the first Web3 fashion label. So we partner with them to kind of explore and utilize their protocol stack. And so we're still going kind of like step by step, and the end goal is to become a DAO. So I think something important about Web3 is that we're not there yet. Like Web3 is still being created. So I know there's like some critics of Web3 saying, oh, like how is this even better? It's inefficient. How are you better than Web2? I think the thing that's important is that it's a journey. It's not a final destination of where we currently are. So with Altaraj, we're primarily focused to be a brand, to create product. That's how we're different from a marketplace. We're not a marketplace. We're not really only like assembling designers. It's about creating product and releasing that in like a pretty like seasonal and consistent way. And so for me, Altaraj started as a reaction from the fashion industry, from my experience. So I noticed problems with how product is made, and how kind of companies are organized. So it's really like finding solutions to this, and also combining like circularity, Web3 values, and activism. So it's really a lot to incorporate into a brand, but if we're trying to create an ecosystem, it does, I think, need to have quite a bit of depth. So it's just figuring out then how does that ecosystem work together in a way that's sustainable, it's respectful, and beneficial to as many people as possible. So yeah, like kind of as I said, there's maybe a difference between Web 2, maybe current mentalities, and then Web 3, where we're going. So that, like I mentioned, is like how product is created. So right now, we don't make our products to reuse them. We make them to then throw away. And then we also don't know how they're made. We don't know where they're made. So that is definitely a problem. And so ideally in Web 3, this is just like the Entourage interpretation. We make products circular. So you always like pay attention to what is the end of the life of the product as you design it. And then as well as incorporating a transparent supply chain. So right now we're making our first commercialized IRL in real life product. And so that is something that we're trying to build in at the same time. But we're kind of going step by step to figure out the starting point of actually making the product and then implementing those other things. And then going into like the structure and organization of companies in fashion. Right now, they're very centralized, they're hierarchical, especially kind of depending where you are. And then your position in title kind of dictates how you interact with the company. So what I mean, like Digital X has really introduced us to is this idea of decentralization and kind of removing the barriers that are blocking us from benefiting as designers, as creators, and how do we kind of like start to remove that and also become autonomous. And then this idea that your contribution equals essentially your like kind of not, I don't want to say power, but like your weight in maybe like a voting decision. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of start with that. This is like a little sneak peek of the white paper that is coming. So that is that. And then I'm gonna kind of switch back to our updates, since I'll try to keep this to like maybe 20 more minutes or so. I don't want to take too much time, and then leave some time for questions at the end. So right now we're still really building our Discord, and the goal is to connect fashion to Web3. It's not really to focus on one side or the other, and that's quite hard because you have to speak in like 2 different languages. So we right now are pretty active on Twitter because of Alma, who has been running that, and she's doing a great job. And then building up our Discord. So we're trying to like get some people in and get people start to interact. And so I think that is also kind of going back to these Web 2 platforms like LinkedIn, where I'm going to start focusing more on, as well as Instagram. We'll ideally start like to launch that. So it's kind of balancing those 2 sides. So right now we have, it's gone up since then, but I think about 171 people in the Discord. So we call everyone Alter fans. So you're automatically a fan if you enter the Discord. So I'm gonna go back here. I'll kind of go there so then you guys can kind of like go along as I go through the updates. So like I mentioned, presented Entourage earlier last week. And also Megan Casper, she was connecting with Jevels. And so she also like wore these earrings, and it was really great because it's gotten a lot of traction because of her. And so we were featured in Hot Living, which I think is based in New York. So it's Hot Living, depending on your accent. But that was great. We got like a mention there. So we'll see how that goes, and we'll start to kind of build more and more influence and try to integrate with more like press publications as we grow. And so kind of like the main thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is our first edition. So we are actually right now planning an event in London, and hopefully it will be publicly announced like next week, so we can get like a date set and everything. So we're going to be presenting our first edition. And so it's going to be in space and as an event, but then also we'll be launching our marketplace and focusing on like our key product. So our key product is one physical item and then layered with filters. So right now we have like a great little team working to create that first edition. We also worked together during the preparation for Miami. And so if anyone here does filters, we still could use help maybe for like 1 to 2 more people. We're also developing our profit share model, which we'll share and vote on for those who have been earning like our governance token so far and who've been active. So that is coming up. So that's like a current opportunity. If anyone is into filter art or creating filters, we're creating that edition now. And so we have a couple of weeks till it's going to be the end of February. And so every 2 months, we'll be ideally launching an edition. So that brings kind of to like the next topic is each edition is around a cause, or I guess each season. So there's 2 seasons a year, 2 causes a year. And our first cause is about e-waste. And so I don't know if you guys have seen the film. It's the link is right here. And so we collaborated with 3 motion graphic artists who created 3 worlds. And so it's really like the first trying to combine activism with like digital fashion. And so the goal is really how do we do this authentically? And so that is done hopefully by partnership and promotion, and then giving a sale of the profit to fund these organizations. So our first partner is the National Stewardship Action Council, and so they're based in California, but really like a proponent of finding solutions for e-waste, not only e-waste but kind of also the circular economy. So with them, we'll create kind of a call to action, and then also link to their side if anyone also wants to make a donation directly to them. So that's what's going on for the editions. So that's our next like big step. So we're going to really put a lot of our next energy into hyping up the event in London, hyping up around the launch of the marketplace. And so right now we're all kind of doing this like when we can. So if anyone is interested to kind of help promote and like connect, if anyone's in London or wants to come to London, that is great as well. A couple of us will be there. I'll be there if you want to check out the events, and we'll have more details on that soon as well. And so then the next kind of thing of other ways, if you guys are interested to get involved, we recently launched Alter Spheres. So like, what is Alter Sphere? It means like these micro communities in the Altarage ecosystem. So it's, I guess you could think of it like departments in a company, but instead of having kind of this top-down hierarchical like manager to manager system, then it's more about we have like kind of our Alter core team, and each of those team members is really like a specialist in their field. And we'll be organizing kind of with them different tasks that we can like deploy to our community as a way to really like level up together, create together this first Web3 fashion label. So to start that out, especially with Discord, we're really needing some help. For me, especially, I'm new to like these platforms. I'm not like native to like the crypto world and NFT world. So if anyone is interested to like help us moderate the Discord, that would just include like greeting people, bringing people in, just getting the conversation started. We have like even a specific kind of role for that. And I'll be explaining more on like memberships and things, and maybe a future AMA and also in the white paper. But this is just like an option for a role to become a mod, receive this NFT as well as like the role in the Discord. So that's an opportunity if anyone is interested. And so the other 2 things that we have going on is the design challenge and then these missions. So one of this like really great benefits of being partnered with Digital X is this ability to have a governance token. And so this is something that's very different from, I mean, how companies currently run. It's ideally a way to become more democratic, to have people more collectively make decisions. So we have recently launched our governance token called Espool. And so how that works is we every week, every Sunday, we'll be allocating like this governance token to those who are contributing in our ecosystem. And so in like I'd say a few weeks, probably after our presentation in end of February, we'll be ready to start giving like kind of these proposals as a DAO. So then those who hold this token have the ability to vote. And then kind of depending on like how much of this token you have is like kind of your weight in the vote. So it's the first time Brand has done this. So we're really trying it. And the way that this can be done in an automated way is that you can like use a bot in the Discord to kind of like interact with, submit your task and things. But to get started, we're kind of like doing like maybe a bit easier way. So if you guys like want to look now or after, if you go to the Earn Espool section of the Discord, there's a spot that says Open Missions. And so like these are just like some ways to get started to like contribute to Altourage and then also to start to earn that governance token. So we have one that Mo completed yesterday, so she'll be like the first to get this Espool. And so if you guys look, and I think you can also see it from my screen. I think she posted it here. So we have like 2 opportunities on how you could get involved. So the first is we're like, this is going to be our physical product. And so we're looking if anybody has advice or help on production, if that is like circular options for sustainable materials for sourcing in Europe. And then also kind of made to order, pre-order manufacturers. If anyone has sources or ideas, that's one way to contribute to then earn the governance token. And then the second is a bit more like fun, I suppose. And it's like I think maybe Stella, maybe we can ask like Lillian as well, see what she thinks. We could put the link for like the try-on version maybe for like this filter. And so this is called the Through Our Eyes filter that we released during the Central Con Miami, which was in November. And so for those who joined the Discord, they were airdropped our first NFT. And so that's already kind of been deployed, but then maybe we can put the link here so then more people can do it, even if they don't have the NFT, or find like another opportunity to release more of those NFTs. So we can figure out what's the best way to do that. But Mo, she added one, so that was really cool. So she's the first to like, the goal is just to use the filter on anything you want, anything you think like Altourage should be affixed to, and then it's on Twitter if you want to click the link. But so that's an opportunity as well. So those are kind of like the more quick ways, quick missions, and I think we'll start to do that weekly. It's kind of like a two-way street. You need like people to come and interact in the Discord, but then in order to like build a community and have like a DAO and have voting proposals, but then you need to also create and organize these like missions around that. So this is really like a step-by-step kind of like ideation trial. So we'll see kind of just how it goes and play it by ear. And then the other challenge that we've released, I've also spoken with Leslie from the Digital Fashion Group and see if any of his students are interested in participating. It is the PFP Design Challenge. So I've spoken about it a bit before, and ideally this will also be presented during our event in London. So these are different memberships that we are like going to be communicating about more and deploying more. But the one that we're mostly focusing on right now is Altarsphere. So this is really for people who are interested to like co-create, collaborate, upskill, and that is how like this PFP challenge relates. So there's several different kinds of spheres that we've created. Our first sphere that's officially launched is Alter Tech. And so we have 2 members of Alter Tech there in the sphere, and then it's led by Digital Monkey and Francis Chen, and Stella also. Stella is also there. And so they're doing a really great job working together, and they've onboarded like two friends as well, Alter Fans, now Alter Sphere. And the other one that we're ideally going to build out is like the community side, since that's really important to grow as a Web3 brand. So in order to kind of like get excitement around it, build affiliation, have a fun another way to earn this governance token Esquel, which we'll be deploying soon, is to create this frame. So I was inspired by, I think it was Emma or DigitalX, who created our PFP frames for the Global Designer Network. And so it's really like a similar idea. And so also you can change your profile picture based on your Discord. So that's also nice. You can still keep your other one for GDN. And so it's to create a frame that goes around the outside of the circle, not to like obstruct the PFP itself. And so the themes are like space, solar system, to go with this like Alter Sphere concept. An option is that it can relate to each sphere if you like. And so this can be rendered like either in 2D on Photoshop. It doesn't have to be 3D, or it could be in 3D. And then, I mean, that's a bit easier for our side. And so that will then, we'll make a selection between like 7 to 10. And so then those will become minted as NFTs and then also made into filters. And so you can kind of wear them as your in your calls. And so those will be like given specifically to the winners of this, as well as those in like the spheres. So yeah, so that's like our other current like way to get involved. So I mean, I think that's pretty much most of what I wanted to share with you guys. And yeah, and so yeah, as far as updates and like events this week, so we'll have our AMA every 2 weeks, just as kind of like a way to optimize time. And if you guys have questions, also we have Realms updates, and that's in partnership with like DigitalX, Global Center Network. We kind of alternate between the two Discords. So we'll be there tomorrow in the Global Designer Discord, Spaces with Style, and then Alter Spaces right after that, to see if people still want to keep talking on Twitter Spaces. And then if anyone's checked out Futures Factory, they're also a really interesting group, Discord. I've spoken with them a couple times, and I like to go to their Fashion Fridays, so I just like equally promote them. So yeah, like going back to like, if anyone is interested to get involved, head on down to the Earn Esquel section in the Discord. You can just send a message in general chat. And so that is how, yeah, like if anyone's interested to get in touch. And yeah, like our big mission now is preparing for our event in our first edition to be released in the creation of the marketplace. So it's a lot going on, but it's super exciting. And yeah, so I don't know, does anyone have any questions or ideas, feedback? Open to hear it.
About the PFP challenge, can we hand in really everything? Or do you have like certain parameters you want us to, go by?
Like it should be a frame, it should be kind of space themed, and it can be, like we said, like either like a 2D, maybe Photoshop version, or it can already be like modeled in 3D, because ideally modeling in 3D is easier. We'll have an easier time to make it into a filter, but if it's a really amazing 2D version, then it's also good. Here I can share again like the example. I think like let's see, share the example of how I showed in this little like PDF is probably like the closest to what we're thinking. It's kind of like a texture, a frame, band, so something that can then be given to those who join the different spheres. Is that clear? Does that make sense?
Yes, super cool.
Great. Well, thanks, you guys. So yeah, we'll have the next AMA in like 2 weeks. We'll have more information about the event then. And then yeah, if anyone wants to join us for our first Twitter Alter Spaces, that will be posted. All the info will be like either join on Twitter or I'll update the event, and that is on Thursday at after Spaces with Style. So you're also invited to this as well. Spaces with Style is at 7 p.m. UTC, and then 8 p.m. UTC is the Alter Spaces. So yes, thanks you guys. Thanks for joining. Really happy to see you here. And lots coming soon.
See you tomorrow. Thank you. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks you guys.